Kathy Vic deeply awake, and we just told her, well, we asked, could this be that this is the end of it? And said, yes, it is. It is. In so many ways it is. We love the beauty of the 3-day. Why not? We like our metaphors. 3 days. Sunday, the end of a very large shift, we would say, and so much work. The change immediately, signaling that, yes, there's been a shift. Not in us. Not in us. We say we do not change. We grow. We become our consistency, a love, a devotion. This remains ever unchanged. And why is that? How? Can a mother look on to a child who's struggling? Now older, still gripped with the same insecurity. She knew troubled, the wee one. In toddlerhood, here it is again, here it is again, oh dear one, here it is again. Our love and our confidence remains unchanged. Our support remains unshakable, and our willingness to stand at the crack of the door and let you know it's your own monsters you're wrestling with. We will do it. We will do it again and again. We will do it until you get the word, until it makes sense to you, dear one, cumulative learner. O ye of little faith. This one understands that the doubt is a function of the writing. She understands the writing has changed, finding it so hard to write a simple essay, Nama. The words just don't seem to want to flow. This is a peculiar thing for her. Not comfortable at all, I would say. It's consciousness stance that is at play here, you know. It's imagining that perhaps a god or goddess without personality issues is standing at the crossroad, you know. The Greek gods, so flawed. But imagine a god or a goddess who has been cleaned somehow from the inside out, scooped out all of the goofiness, somehow tended to in a magic temple. And now the god, the goddess she stands looking down. It's a very simple choice. Well, would I like to have the place where I have to be small, and I have to apologize a lot, and I have to make sure that my perceptions match the perception of others who I know live in that forest and who are lonely for me and are beckoning. This goddess knows all about the rules of the game. The goddess has access, So, just like being able to look at a person and clocking that person, she can look down one road and see it's dark, twisty, full of illusion, shadow, and close calls, we say. Lots of close calls. Lots of getting help at the nick of time, right before the dragon gobbles you up. Fairy tales and worries relieved. And enemies overcome. The cannibalistic witch tricked into the cage so she can be burned alive instead of the young boy in that macabre story set in where? Would that be a forest? Now, we say the forest has always been a very fine metaphor because it is in forest that sequoia live, and sequoia are the grandparents of an energy she knows as counselor. So of course this is where she must go to receive wisdom, which now she walks as. We would say it's as simple as looking down and noticing, your sandals, well, they're golden. Hey, wait. Your dress is golden. Wait. These jewelries are pretty. Hey, wait. Oh, hey, wait. Yeah. Hold on. The body shivers and it suddenly makes less and less sense to travel into a forest where there are many things that are tricky and where everything's fine in the end, but there's lots of proving that again and again and again. Proving it. Proving it. So is it as simple as remembering to look down? If there is no one nearby to say, hey, Athena, you're looking good today. Yeah, I like it. You fill me with a funny kind of confidence and thoughts I haven't had for quite a while. I like your power, and I like your beauty, and I like your strength, and I like your wit, and I like your intellect. I like all of it. Put that together and oh, Athena, Oh, Athena, why would you not want to honor the beauty and the grace that you are by walking on a path that makes you glow from the inside out? Oh, why? Why are you standing here, even questioning how to go? Is it not true that the reader or a participant observer would be a little taken aback by a goddess of that stature, seeing a fork in the road, seeing two obvious ways to go, and sitting down and crying about it? Wouldn't that seem a little bit ridiculous? Yes, it would. We would submit. That would be simply, though, a lapse in awareness, wouldn't it? As Athena is sitting there weeping, remembering how it feels to be in the forest and feeling as if there's no choice but to go. Wouldn't you want to go, hey doofus, look at that. Don't you see? What are you doing? Focusing on the damn forest. Look at over there. You could even put down that spear of yours and just walk along. You see how it's littered with people who are waving at you and saying, hey, girlie, come over here. We're celebrating. Well, we would submit that that's the case. You would want her to make the best decision for her. How would you know? Well, a decision which meets the goddess's preferences. This would be a road that's in alignment with her beauty and strength, correct? Perhaps for a moment she was sitting there remembering what it was like to be a little girl, not in possession of any powers at all, although even that was not entirely true. But powers unrealized, well, they can appear as simple, strong, undeniable motivations. So she sits there and she cries, remembering how bad it was when she didn't have her powers, and what it would be like in that forest. And she cries and she cries, remembering the old days. Oh God, Athena, will you wake up? Hey, wake up. Wake up already. Look up. You notice it's sunny. And she does. She looks up. Oh, spell is broken. Yes, it is sunny. Who are you? I am the older one. The voice responds. No mirror, I. And yet, words that make it very plain. I see you. All of you. All of it. That past you cry about. This moment of decision and discovery. The other calling you. In your hand there's a machete, you know. And just in the moment that you and I have been talking, look. The path to the forest is already full of undergrowth. You need that machete now. In your right hand, the path is on the right, so the forest is not far away, and you have the machete. You can go back in. The machete tells you you have some power. You have some magic. And somehow, Athena, you just know. Once you start encountering dragons and wizards and evil witches who have a hunger for flesh, you trick them all, and then you will find yourself at another crossroads, just like this one. You know that, dear one, so let's cut to the chase, shall we? Here you have a choice to make. Is it truly a choice? Is it not just a matter of standing up again, of drying the ice, looking down and, oh yes, confirming you're fairly glowing with gold, and your feet are beginning to itch. It's time to make a decision. It's time to move. You see, over there, the forest. It will prove to you again and again and again and again. You are an overcomer. It will show you that you are indeed a goddess. Why do you think that is? Well, it's because you're a goddess, dear one. It's up to you. How much more proof do you need? If you need more proof, well, then the machete is in your hand. This particular path is well trod, and with a whack whack, you're gonna see your own footprints rutting. It's a rut. It's a line so deep, like a wagon wheel ruts made in the Old West. Well worn, well traveled. Because after proving oneself in any forest, there comes a time of coming to a clearing. There comes a time of bifurcation of path. So, Athena, look behind you. Just real quickly, okay? Look. He's set on enough of a hill to see clumps of even darker forest with even higher trees and even more occlusive foliage, leaving the forest quite dark. Some of them, they seem to emit a smell. They are so dark. This is where you have come. And so, there are no unknown things in that forest, Athena. Looking behind you confirms this, does it not? Look down at your hands, dear one. You see the calluses. They're part of your structure now. You know how to wield a weapon. You know how to defend yourself. You know how to lay down your weapon and heal those you have injured. How many more fights do you want? How many more proofs do you need that you are a warrior of some skill? This is all we are asking. Simple questions, dear. So the question, could it be, okay, do you want the conflict or do you want the fun? Well, it's not that simple in real life, is it? No, it's not. But there is one thing that makes it all better. You look confused, Athena. Do you not know what the one thing is? It gives you the answer. We see the map that you've thrown down in frustration, as you have forgotten your godhood, your attainments, your worthiness. Would you like to know? Athena lays down flat, back to gravelly earth, looking up at the sun, not looking at the voice, where the voice comes from, instead blocking it out, looking at that sun and saying, "Don't ask me such a stupid question ever again. Do not toy with me. If I need a reminder, I need a reminder. Let me look at the sun while you counsel me, fine friend, as I remember my strength. As I smile, knowing if there's anyone in the world who will not personalize my impatience, it is you. So, you tell me, because I deserve to know, and if I forgot, well then, it matters not. I'm ready now. Tell me. Ha. Well, the fight's back. And now, dear goddess, we remind you. What is that in your chest? Yes, you may speak. To great counsel, not available to all. Sure. But there is something greater than that, dear one, that you have forgotten, and which has pushed you into a sitting position and made you weep, remembering, feeling weak and undefended. During each struggle in that forest, with the slaying of each monster and the neutralizing of each threat, something grew. Something was becoming Ma. The child who walked into that forest learned, and through all of those forests continued to learn. And now, dear Athena, we have no mirror to bring to you, and so we tell you, your beauty far surpasses your understanding. Your abilities undisputed, undeniable, palpable. Your skill, pristine. Your aim, certain. Your knowledge of self, beyond question. You cannot see because you are blocking us, but we have our hands extended and we are asking you to please sit up and then to stand with us just for this moment, for this little moment here. Would you? Could you? Please? And she does. Oh, she does. The edge no longer there, standing, looking relaxed. She looks down at a little man in a white robe, unassuming, and so kindly that he cannot be from this world. It's not possible. It's just not possible. Someone who has been with her for all time, recognizing him for the first time now. She looks at him and says, "It is now clear that there is no choice, truly. The only choice is repetition of what has come before, or a new way that seems to glow the way I am. Funny, I'd never noticed that I glowed before." Yes, because you didn't. You never looked. You never needed to. But here we are. It is the one deep in the forest who is asking for a way out. It is this one which made you cry. You can call them all to you, but we would tell you they are already you. You contain every battle you've won and every battle you have yet to win. It is the consciousness you want to carry, that of a warrior. We ask you, that really is what is being given you, this opportunity of identity. How often in a goddess's life, in a god's life, are they given an opportunity to change themselves? Athena thinks, scans the texts in her mind, and in great puzzlement looks down and says, well, yes, there are changes, transformations from physical to stars, from physical to beasts. But it always seems to be because someone got mad. Someone wanted to prove a point. I don't recall a goddess being given the opportunity to not fight, to not prove, to not be in conflict. But dear Athena, a goddess knows what a warrior doesn't. the fighting, well, that's fun. It's one way to express, isn't it? Winner, loser, bad, good, right, wrong, enemy, friend. Sure, that's one way. But dear Athena, today is a day where you get to start on the road home, you know. There is a place you know not of. There are books written about you that you have not read yet. And the chapters which lead to this particular book, well, look behind you and look to your right. They feel like that. It's truly up to you how long you want this sort of story to go on. It's up to you how sure you are of your worth, of your purpose, of your preferred expression. And we would say, this thing that's always been there, that cannot help but give you the next step, glows, and it's in your chest. It's talking to your mind. It's giving you visions. It's making you feel such desire, such longing to go on and to move. Have you noticed? You are moving in place a bit, dear Athena. Don't you notice? Oh, yes, I see now. I like having you along, little man. So, you want to come with? You mean that way? Where the wheat and the sun is? Well, yes, it seems to me that's the best thing to do. I have spent all this time in forests, all alone, and it's been very harrowing, and it has let me have such confidence, really. And so I think that on authority alone, of being able to hold myself harmless in front of monsters, that this gives me the authority to do as I see fit. So you want to come along? Yes. A simple crossroads. Might you also be at the crossroads? Maybe not. Everyone has their energetic battles when they have their energetic battles. And these battles are with self, not with other. So, what is required is a new way of behaving, based on self-worth, based on having proven to self things which self needed to know in order to feel whole. When, dear one, are you whole? When are the battles over? When is the proving complete? When? Perhaps when a little friend shows up and gives you some guidance, and perhaps after you have cried your eyes out and the sun is going down and it's just time to make a move already. No helper nearby, but somehow you know the way. Neither choice is bad. Neither choice is wrong. It is self-evident that the sunny path is the preferred one. And we say Athena might have just gotten a little confused, thinking herself bigger than the decision at hand. We see these words understanding the portals we are walking through. There's June 6. There's June 15. There's June 25. There's the Lion's Gate. All high celestial triggers, we'd say. And there shines solstice. These continue, and they can be nectar, they can be manna, they can be feasts. They need not be triggers into a deep dark forest, but simply mar light on an already quite lighted path. Yes, it does mean coming together, admitting some things to self. And it means turning away from some things that were once very, very comfortable. And indeed were a preference. A preference. Give me the fight. Give me a chance. Just give me one chance to prove it. To myself. To you, monster or hag or whatever. I want to prove it. Okay, so how much proof do you need? How many more fires? How many more battles? Well, Athena today, we say, is ready for much. And it is quite obvious that on this more lighted path, which we would say she's already begun walking, the little tiny man walking beside her in a little white robe, jabbering. Well, we as observer, we as reader, we know Athena to be a forgetful one who may actually become a little silly and imagine herself alone, even, since this little man is a new addition. But we know Athena knows how to take care of self. And that it's about time for a goddess no longer has demons lurching around her outsides or her insides to perhaps sing a little song
dance a couple steps, perhaps even engage the little man walking beside her. The path, the lighted one, ha! It can't even hide the Spartan friends, so much light. As she walks, she looks to and fro, and in the wheat fields there are friends hollering, "Hey, hey, let me catch up." And she waits. She stops and talks to her little man as her friends gather around her. And funny, she remembers in a flash how in the forest even friends had a funny feeling to them. Never quite safe. Always quite possible that they might turn into a cannibal or a dragon. But here, well, things are a lot clearer. And no one carries that. It's just not available. Athena, Athena, Athena. We love our Athena. And we love you. We suggest that there may be times when you can see the choice before you quite so starkly. And if that's the case, well then, bravo, bravo. That means you've really done a good job at coming to terms with things. And it is in recalling preferences and feeling something alive growing within you, which doesn't want to argue and fight, doesn't want to ever pick up a weapon, and would prefer walking in the sun with friends with this one. Consider a goddess healed. A goddess healed. And we say, each have many opportunities to do the same. And we said it's a daily thing? Yes, you have the opportunity daily. Will I make this decision remembering my own competence, aware of my skill, in concert with my desires, my preferences, my likes? I dislike the forest, I like the sun. Funny, my path is a lighted one. I dislike unfriendliness, I like love. Funny, there are faces around me and they're smiling. It's a little story, a parable. And with it, we wish you a happy day.